Savathun is at it again. Even after her death, she's still up to her tricks and lies. Eris Morn thinks she has the upper hand at the start of this season, that becoming a Hive God herself can stop Xivu Arath. This week, Immaru gives us some intel that may change the way we think in coming weeks. Savathun has planned this all along. This week in Season of the Witch, we get a deeper look at the sword logic, a conversation between Xivu Arath and Savathun after Oryx's death. Drifter checks in on Eris and we get the truth about the Witch Queen's next move. Welcome Guardians, let's dive right in. We first begin this week at the helm speaking to Eris. She is in her normal human form and is ready to take in more tithes. Yes, Eris transformed last week, but she can switch back to her human form on and off. Before she takes in more killing, she speaks of the Hive's sword logic. The sword logic is essentially the process of killing everything that does not have the right to exist. If it can't fight, if it can't survive, it shouldn't be there, it should be dead. The Hive follow this logic, and it also plays a part in their power. If you kill more, you gain more power. Oryx killed his sisters, then a worm god to be able to speak with the witness, and he got the power to take. Eris says although she's transformed, she still didn't feel much change. She mainly still feels like herself. This may be a bit alarming from what we hear later in this video. Maybe this is on purpose.
Greetings, Guardian. I am focusing my will, preparing myself to step into the ritual space once again. When I first transformed, I thought I might become something greater. Instead, my doubts fell away and I found myself simplified, refined. Though I became Hive, I was more myself. I mentioned that to Ikora and she furrowed her brow. I told her she would have time to worry later. But now, I need tithes. Sword logic may be Hive philosophy, but your tithes of power are real. And when I absorb them, it feels like hope. Fight in my name, Guardian. Every opponent you defeat strengthens me, from Shax's crucible to Savathun's own throne world. The Hive believe that only the strongest have earned their existence. If a queen cannot hold her power, she must be betrayed. I will not deny them their dogma. I will embody it.
After Eris speaks, she gives us a lesson on the sword logic and how it plays into her current plan. Here's a brand new cutscene that sort of recaps the Hive and their sword logic.
The sword logic. The impetus of the Hive. Oryx, the Taken King, brother to Savathun and Xivu Arath, sought whispers from the worms of fundament and dredged this truth from the deep. All things must prove their right to exist. The rest will die in terror. There is neither escape nor exemption. Simple, essential, beautiful to know. Oryx led his sisters down the bladed path. We have tested ourselves against horrors. We emerge changed. Through this, we become stronger. We become free. We will avail ourselves of our enemy's tools. Xivu Arath believes every death proves the sword logic. That she unveils the false shape of the Traveler's Lie by her blade. But she needs her truth. She is desperate for its vindication. She wishes for a world without grief, or pity, or doubt. Not baleful, not beautiful. A childish cry. The Hive call us liars, the unfree, deniers of the all-edged truth. But I take the power the sword logic offers not out of desperation, but desire. For Crota. Oryx. Savathun. I wield their killers as a knife. The Hive know this truth as well as any logic. I am here, and they are not.
The Hive Gods fed on their own tithes when they were all-powerful. Now, Eris feeds on the tithes from the Guardian that killed all three of them, us. Xivu thinks she's unveiling this final shape with every death she commits, though she still seeks a deeper truth. She's felt these feelings before, like in the dungeon from last season. Xivu is sort of the spoiled little sister. Eris thinks she can claim deeper power from the throne world by continuing Savathun's experiments with the light. At the ritual table, we pick an attunement and explore the spire more efficiently. After this, we unlock a message from Immaru at the helm. Immaru plays a message of Xivu and Savathun back when Oryx died. Immaru tells us something scary. Savathun, even when dead, is more cunning than we think.
I heard you Guardians got a lesson in sword logic today. You think you can defeat Xivu Arath with philosophy? Right. Let me show you something. Savathun kept records, and I took a look at what she had on her sister. Got a recording from way back, just after you Guardians drop-kicked Oryx into Saturn's orbit. Call it a primary source for your little research project.
Our brother is dead. I will take my revenge as he sought for his son.
Revenge? For what? The dead deserved to die. That's your own logic. Oryx was a hypocrite, and so are you.
He loved us. He made a body. And she, who has endured, who sharpened the sword of his defeat, has done the same. She will take up his mantle. When she is paired to her true shape, we will meet her on the bladed path.
What a vain child you are. Oryx spoiled you rotten. Not everyone wants to be like you. And you won't always get your way.
I will test my strength against her brood, and she will prove our logic true.
Do you see what you Guardians did? Do you see what's happening here? Xivu Arath thinks Eris is one of them, some kind of heir to Oryx. That ritual of hers tied a pretty bow on that theory. This is all part of Savathun's plan. But I can't help wondering, what the hell does Eris think she's doing?
So Xivu cries about Oryx's death, but Savathun's like, well, he had it coming, he deserved it. Xivu proclaims that Eris, who orchestrated Oryx's death, the knife, will take up his mantle, and they will meet in battle. So the Hive sisters kind of predicted this. Xivu thought Eris would take up his mantle, and now she kind of is. Not specifically his mantle, she's doing it in her own kind of way, but Savathun saw this coming. Drifter checks in on Eris at the helm. Despite her Hive changes, he's still there for her.
Hey, Eris. Heard we have some, strange bedfellows. Though, if a bedfellow ain't strange, then they're probably not worth having.
So it seems. Have you come to urge caution? To advise against temptation?
Nah, you know what you're about. But I'm wondering, what's it like?
It begins as a feral surmise, a suspicion. I hear whispers, but they are in my voice. It rises until I am screaming. I make a demand. An atavistic fear now sublimated into a singular, desperate urge. A hunger I must endlessly sate. But the Hive are not afraid. They are awestruck. They know that I am vengeance, and they have conjured me back with vengeance.
Ooh, sounds like a wild ride.
I seek to subvert the Hive's flawed logic. I may only do so because of what I am, and what I am not. It is a wild ride.
Hey, I'll be there when you're on the other side of this.
As will I. Trust.
In the end, Immaru tells us the truth, goes behind Savathun's back to tell us her plan. She told Immaru that if she died, play along with Eris and the Guardian's ascension in the Hive ranks. Savathun knew the city would need her help when the Witness came knocking. Eris thinks this is all her idea, but Savathun still has the upper hand. This was all a part of her plan.
Surprise, sunshine. Thought I'd hack this old holotech and say hello. I don't like this whole let's work together plan, but I don't have to. I've got my orders. Let me play something for you.
Immaru, if I am indisposed, bide your time. The Witness will force the Vanguard's hand eventually, and they'll realize they need information only I possess. One of them will be open to a bargain. Not Mara again, poor dear. More likely Ikora, or her gloomy little hanger-on Eris. Give them any help they ask. It'll all be worth it in the end. And tell them something clever, to make them think that this was their idea.
You get all that, Guardian? Savathun wants me to give you the soft sell. But that's not really my style. So, go ahead. Bust up the throne world. Get as strong as you like. Tithe to Eris until she's fat as a tick. It's all part of Savathun's plan. Oh, you need any help digging your own grave? Just let me know.
Also, if you're interested, Guardians, the week 2 entry for the lore book is Elsie attacking Ikora. Elsie goes off about how Eris is on this path toward this dark future. Ikora assures her she's not, and the two have an interesting conversation for sure. We talked about the dark future in a recent video, and this adds on to that if you're interested. So there you have it, Guardians, the recap for week 2 of Season of the Witch. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Eris knows what she's doing, or is Savathun too cunning and too tricky to be able to predict what's going on here? If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.